Hi, welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Laura. Hi, hello, welcome. Today we are going to start a brand new project that was started by Emily and Max, the creator of the Graveyard Project Pan. She has come up with another brilliant idea. Way to go, Emily. You are so darn creative. It's unbelievable. This project is called the Deck of Panning, and it is centered, as the name would suggest, around a deck of cards. Now, this project was, I believe, initially started from a booktuber named Maddie. Emily adapted this to a panning project, which is so freaking cool. So I have like a list. I have some like details written down, but I also highly encourage you to go check out Emily's video. She's already posted this because it is a slightly more confusing project pan, and that's not maybe the right way to describe it. It's a lot more detailed of a project pan than just some of the other like random ones like, oh, it's a rolling 10 pan, just pick 10 products, whatever you want. It has a lot of really fun moving parts to it. You need a deck of cards, and if you don't have a deck of cards, you can download an app. I don't know what it's called. It might be just deck of cards. Just if you go to your app store on your phone and type in deck of cards, you can find probably an app for it. But I have, we recently bought some like artisan cards. These are, Star Wars themed. So I bought my dad like a James Bond set, and they had Star Wars ones on it. So I bought the light and dark side Star Wars set playing cards, but that is what I'm going to be using for this. And you need to have one joker inside of your deck of cards. So I'm gonna just have one. The idea is kind of based on like a game board. So I've drawn mine out. That is essentially it. So you have the heart, diamond, club, and spade, 2 through 10, ace, jack, king, and queen, and the joker are their own special set that does not change. So each like suit and each number changes, but the ace, king, queen, jack, and joker, they always stay the same. So there's a large list of prompts, and it randomly gets sorted, and the top, however many that is, gets plugged into this game board, and it rotates every month. So you're never, the chances that you work on the same prompt or you pull the same prompt are very slim because of it. So you choose 5 cards, and those correspond with the prompt. So you choose 5 products essentially. It doesn't happen in this month, but in future months there could be a +1 card. So say I'm going to pull like this 5 of diamonds, that might eventually correspond to a like +1. So you have to pull or pan 2 items for 1 card, so to speak. The other thing is that once you pull your 5 cards, after you're done reading the prompts, you put the cards back and reshuffle your deck. You always want to have a full deck of 52 cards, or I guess 53 because of the joker. So you always want to have a full deck of cards to work on. So yeah, I guess I'm going to just tell you what the ace, jack, king, queen, and joker mean. The joker is a "are you joking me" kind of card. So it's an item that you don't really want to pan. It could be a red lipstick. It could be a loose eyeshadow. It could be a loose highlight. It could be a black eyeshadow. It could be anything that you don't want to pan. And this makes me have great fear because I have my fantasy self palette, and those are all shades I don't want to pan. So I'm not going to put it out there. The ace is going to represent a project graveyard. And this was a nod to Emily's project pan, the Graveyard Project Pan. Since she is the creator, I thought it was a really clever prompt for her. And so the project graveyard never truly ends. So it could be from any project, something that you didn't finish, something that you finished but didn't meet the goal, or something that you just didn't meet the goal of. So that is for ace. Then a jack is a whole collection roulette. And if you have a detailed spreadsheet of your collection, you could randomly pick a number based on that. If you keep your collection in storage bins like this, you can randomize the drawer and then pick a random shade. You could also just, if you have like bins of makeup, you could count the number of bins, or just like throw everything grab bag style, put everything in a bag, or whatever you want to do, and then pull one product out. You could do it that way. So the queen is going to represent a random color generator. Now, if you go onto the handy dandy Google, I'm sure you can just type in random color generator. I believe Emily had one that was called, randomcolor.com. And that's whenever it's going to pick a different shade for you every time you go or refresh the site, which is kind of neat. So I'll probably be using randomcolor.com. I will have it listed down below if you want to do this project and don't feel like typing and searching it for yourself. And then the last thing is King. And that is your oldest product. And it doesn't have to be like the sole oldest product in your collection. You could say, what's my oldest foundation? What's my oldest eyeshadow? What's my oldest concealer? What's my oldest setting spray? Really just make it cater to what you and how you can pan. And that's really it. I think that this is going to be easier once we start getting the hang of things and once we start actually drawing the numbers and moving forward in the project. I think it's just going to make a lot more sense. But yeah, I am going to go ahead and shuffle my deck, and we're going to pick 5 cards. I wish I knew how to show you how I'm shuffling. I'm doing like the bridge thing. This thing where you do that. That's how I'm going to shuffle these. Okay, now that we've done all of that, I am just going to do this kind of shuffle as well, just to really make sure things are mixed up. While I'm shuffling, I just want to let you know that I'm going to have a lot more links in the description box. It's going to have YouTubers, Instagrammers, bloggers, whoever is doing this, they're going to be listed on that spreadsheet down below, as well as the prompts, so you can see the list of the ideas, the prompts, and the game board for what it is. I drew my game board out, and I penciled in the prompts so I can change it monthly. This project is running from January 20th to December 20th. And I think that's it. So I've mixed all of my cards in there, so we're just going to draw 5 cards. The first item is a queen, so that is a random color generator. This makes me nervous. The second is the 10 of hearts, which corresponds with something that reminds me of spring. The next card is a king, which is an oldest product. The fourth is going to be another king, so another oldest product. And then the last one is the 7 of hearts again. And that is going to be, man, this would be a good euchre hand. Is a highest rated product. I forgot that I have a random color that I have to draw. So I have my phone up. So I'm going to go back to randomcolor.com. And you can't see what that is. So, it's a lot like more melon in person than it is on camera. So I'm going to pick my 5 products and I will be right back. Okay, so I feel like that didn't take me super long, but I also feel like it took me longer than it normally does when I, for the roulette pan collab, for instance. I feel like it took me longer than that. It's just hard. This is going to be challenging. The first card I drew, I have them all, and I think what order I pulled them in. So the first card I pulled was the Queen of Diamonds, and that corresponded with a random color generated product. And this was the color that, I'm going to have a screenshot of it, and I will insert it so it's a little bit more true to color. But this is the color that we had. So I went ahead and I'm picking this Colourpop gloss. Now, I feel like this is the probably closest color that I have in my collection that matches that color that we had. And I'm fine with that. I am trying to pan my Fenty Gloss Bomb, my mini, which is kind of similar to the shade, but this is definitely closer. So I'm just going to swatch this out for you. So that is the gloss that we are going to be working on. I feel like it's pretty close to the color of that random color that was generated. So that is going to be the first product in my deck of panning, and I guess my goal is going to be to finish this. That seems like a very hike of a goal, very ambitious, but yeah, the next card I picked was the 10 of Hearts, and that corresponded with something that reminds me of springtime, or like, yeah, a springtime product of some sort. And you can interpret that to however you want. I went ahead and I kind of did a culmination of a couple things. One, it was a spring collection, and two, it is like Easter themed, which Easter is in spring. And I went ahead and I picked one of my Glaminatrix singles, and this is in the shade Chick. It's just a really cute gold. It's just a happy color. In spring, just like you think of like flowers blooming, the sun shining. Yes, it can be rainy, but mostly we're just over the hump of winter. So that is Chick there. It's just a really bright yellow. Now, I will say these aren't the most firmly pressed shadows, so my goal is going to be just to hit pan. I don't think I've ever actually used this on my eyes, so I will maybe once. I'm going into it with a pretty new eyeshadow though, so very excited to get some use out of this. And I also picked a single because it can live in my Torture palette now, and I don't have to have another eyeshadow palette out, which is very exciting to me. The next card we picked was the King of Clubs, and the kings represent an oldest product. And for this, I picked something that I talked about in my products I want to use up in 2021, and that is my Lace Baking Powder by Makeup Revolution. Now, this is, I mean, it's not like full up, but there's definitely a ton of product in there. Do I want to set an over-ambitious goal and say I want to finish this? Why not? We'll try. I know the fun of this project is going to be drawing cards, but I really want to finish this product up. So this is going to be definitely a long haul product, and that's fine. Then I had another king. This is the King of Hearts this time. And for that, I picked something that is going to be a gimme-ish kind of product. Now, I really want to finish this up, and this was the next couple products, or the next few products, are all products I talked about in my products I want to finish up this year. That is this Bare Republic sunscreen. This is the Bare Republic Mineral sunscreen face gel lotion. I don't like this, but we're not that far into it, and this is my oldest sunscreen, so this is kind of a gimme product. I wear sunscreen every day, especially now. My desk points at a window, and where the sun comes up and goes away, it's very sunny in my room and like beating on me. So it's very important that I'm going to be wearing a sunscreen, especially 5 days a week when I'm working. I foresee this being something that I can finish up maybe in the first month, maybe in 2 months. So my goal is to finish this up. I'm going to mark everything too before the next update, but right now we're just going to truck along. Then the last prompt I have was, or I guess the last card that I had was the 7 of Hearts, and that corresponded with a highest rated product. Now, I did briefly go through, and I think that's probably why this took me just the longest out of like my projects deciding what to pan, was because I did look through Ulta quickly, just in a couple different categories, and looked at what the highest rated that I have in my collection. So there were 2 items that I was kind of interested in panning, and the first one was this Hourglass Veil Soft Focus Setting Spray. This ranked 8th on the Ulta website, and then I looked at concealers because this is what I wanted to pan. Also, this is the Born This Way by Too Faced Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This ranked number 7, so I went ahead and I picked number 7 versus number 8. These both are products that I would eventually want to use up. This one more so. It's going to be very challenging to show you where we are, but I just swirled the doe foot around, and I don't know if you'll be able to see the demarcation is right here. We're like somewhere around right where, like right above the multi-use. It's very, very difficult to tell where this is. I know I'm more than halfway done with this. I'm gonna want to finish this. I know, again, a lofty goal. These are kind of like these are definitely my more lofty goals. They're gonna be in this project for a while, whereas like something like this SPF and this yellow eyeshadow, those are gonna be products that I'm pretty sure I can hit my goal within the month or first 2 months. So those are my items and prompts that I pulled for the deck of panning. Go ahead and go watch Emily's video. Her intro is going to be a lot more thorough and in-depth than this one, explaining the rules, the concept, and how the game works. Hopefully my like gist of this summed it up pretty well, but if you have any questions, I'm going to first steer you to Emily's video, to the spreadsheet that kind of goes over everything, and then of course you can ask comment or questions in the comment section, and I will answer them to the best of my ability, because I feel like I'm not explaining this the best. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're staying healthy, sane, and safe, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye!